Facebook, and also YouTube. And again, I just really appreciate your time. Hey, what's up? JY Production is here. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And thanks for the wave to Trigger Happy Paint. Good to see you. Jelly Duck. I love to see Jelly Duck. And Emperor Roz here. JS Libby Studios. We're working. All right. Good job. Nice to see you guys. So what we're going to talk about today is more and more censorship is coming to social media platforms. And it's time for us creators to really be aware, be woke about this situation. And I'm going to talk about President Trump's executive order and what I think about that. And I'm also going to give you some secrets, 5 secrets to not being censored on social media. I've been doing good. Good to see you, JY Production. Awesome. Let's see. Trigger Happy Panda's question. All right. Let's see. Hey, it's very late here in Europe, but I waited for this live. Emperor Ra, thank you so much for doing that. Honestly, it means so much, and your contributions are great to our to the fellow creators that we have in our membership. Michael, good to see you. All right. Peak Time Racing is there. Joshua Vigila is there. Nice to see you. Did I say it? Oh, no, Josh Su. Nice to see you. So again, we're talking about more and more censorship is coming to social media platforms. The writing is on the wall. The first topic we want to talk about is Michael Moore. You know, back on, I guess it was Monday or Tuesday of this week. Thank you. Good to see you guys. Tuesday of this week, Michael Moore's movie Planet of the Humans got taken down on YouTube. And actually now on his website, there is no Planet of the Humans there either. Because the point of it is that it's been taken down. And the reason why it was taken down in the beginning stages of the controversy, they talked about the fact that they just thought it was pure YouTube censorship. Like Michael Moore was expressing kind of controversial ideas on climate change in this movie. And they thought YouTube was just, saying it was misinformation and taking it down. All right. No, that's no problem. That's no problem, JY Production. You might go off. We want to see that, of course. Oh, hey, Hitting Bedrock and Art 3K2. Good to see you. Indiana Giordani. Nice to see you. Animated Christians. Awesome. I'm so glad to see you. Roblox. Good to see you too. Good evening. So I don't know why I'm waving to the chat. It's kind of weird. But anyway, what happened was Michael Moore used a couple of seconds, actually, of Toby Smith's movie. It was all about elements traveling from where they're mined to electronics. And Michael Moore put this in his movie. And then there was a copyright takedown notice filed by Toby Smith. And what was really interesting about this particular takedown notice was it was geared at the seconds that Michael Moore undoubtedly used without permission. He had the argument of fair use, but he used it without permission. And that was the reason for the DMCA takedown. And as a result, YouTube immediately took down Planet of the Humans, Michael Moore's documentary. But what was interesting about it is Toby Smith expressed some political views when he did the takedown. He didn't just say, yeah, he used my copyrighted stuff without permission. No, what he did to say is, listen, he used my copyrighted stuff, but more importantly, I disagree with Michael Moore's perspective. I disagree with his movie, the sentiments that he's... Hey, what's up, Carlos? Good to see you. And the T-Colt joined. Good to see you. And then I can't pronounce this. Anna Maria? Anna Maria. Yes, good to see you too. Awesome. Anyway, so Michael Moore, Toby Smith expressed that he disagreed with Michael Moore's perspective politically. And that was the main motivation for filing the DMCA takedown, which resulted in a copyright strike and a pull down on YouTube. And my question to this audience is, do you think it's appropriate to use the rules of YouTube as kind of a trick to be able to getting your political objectives done? It reminds me of a situation where a cop pulls someone over for a broken taillight. That's the name. That's what they really do, is they pull them over for a broken taillight. But really what they think is that they're drunk in the car or there's some crime going on. So they use it as a mere ruse to get them and have access to them. It appears in this point with Toby Smith is that he did the copyright strike, but more importantly, he just disagreed with the movie. And do you think at that point in time, should the social media platform take a stand and say, listen, there may be an issue about copyright, but the bottom line is we think this is politically motivated and we will not take this down. This is not a valid DMCA takedown notice. Do you guys have any perspective on that? All right. Wow. Two birds with one stone. Yeah, I know. I'm doing actually three because we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube and Instagram. All right. Interesting topic. Thank you so much. No, it's censorship. So I got a little comment there from Hitting Bedrock. Hitting Bedrock thinks that it's censorship to put a copyright strike on a video when it's politically motivated. I see that. Let's see what this one is. Mima's channel. Nice to see you. I appreciate you giving us these pointers. Too bad you don't represent elderly handicapped people getting abused in their housing complex. Well, first of all, Mima, I'm so sorry that's happening to you. Yeah, we're talking about copyright strikes now, but we certainly have some compassion for you. Hey, what's up, Pauline? Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. It's not, let's see, Roblox Gaming says it's not ethical or kosher to me to abuse the copyright system over disagreeing with someone. I see where you're saying. I tend to agree. I think it's a situation where your intent in pulling down another video should be only copyright issues, not politically motivated. And I was thinking if Toby Smith just didn't express his political views, we wouldn't have the controversy that we have today. So yeah, oh, here we go. Here we go to President Trump's executive order. Nathan Kim says no immunity for social media. All right. Well, this is going to be a really good topic. This is one of the reasons why I'm really excited to be here today. Enigma, great to see you. Terror Monkey, love to see you too. Yeah, Nathan Kim. So anyway, so let me just finish up with the Michael Moore thing because I do want to get to the executive order. So the question really to all of you is it appropriate for someone to make a copyright strike on a video when the intent is not to pull it down for copyright reasons, without permission, maybe no fair use, but to take it down because, gosh darn it, fundamentally, I don't agree with what you're doing. And, we see this a lot with a lot of video game creators. We see this a lot with a lot of younger creators. They have these copyright battles. They don't like each other. So they start hucking copyright strikes at each other and taking down each other's videos. And the purpose of them taking down the videos is because they don't like them. It's not the purpose is, hey, listen, you stole my stuff. Hey, Diana, very good to see you. Darren Knobs, good to see you. Ponce Barber, good to see you. And there's JY. Says, I want YouTube to go back to old YouTube, aka they don't care about copyright and stuff like that. Yeah, JY, that's just not going to happen. I know that was the case back in 2008, 2010. That was the heyday of YouTube. And I will tell you this, that I believe that YouTube makes a bunch of money. I was about to say a bad word. A bunch of money on copyrighted content. It's on the down low. They have the rules that say, hey, listen, we don't allow copyrighted content. We follow the rules generally of the US when it comes to copyrighted content. However, they make a lot of money on review channels. Number 1 and 2 categories for YouTube creator channels, kids content and review content. Hey, Jessica, great to see you. All right, Dan Palin is here. Let's see, what do you say? Hey, Ian, I think exploring other social platforms is good to do. I just found out about All Social and it looks promising. Well, listen, that's my fundamental message to all us creators. Listen, we are an independent group of people. We want to express ourselves fully and according to what we believe is true and right. And I will tell you this, that the mainstream platforms, it's so funny. It's just like the old days of cable. We used to have 3 channels and then they got HBO and Showtime and all those channels. We're at that stage now. We used to have 3 channels, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, whatever you want to categorize as. And now when we have Joe Rogan and other people saying, listen, Spotify is a legit platform too. I'm going there and I'm going exclusive. As we see this more and more, we're going to need to broaden. And I don't think it's something where you have to keep track of 10 channels. You got TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram. I mean, it's enough unless you're very wealthy, you just can't do it. But it does mean that you need to pick a platform that you think in the long term is not going to be affected by this mainstream stuff. All right, let's see who else is on Instagram. Diana Mondragon, great to see you. The smashed potatoes. I love smashed potatoes. It's one of my favorite dishes. Sam, good to see you. Let's see who else we got going on here. JY, yours there. They put me down for copywriting that I did a long time ago, and I think it went against the community guidelines. Listen, that happens all day long. That's one of the problems with getting a copyright strike or putting copyrighted material on your videos in Instagram, in Facebook, in YouTube. There is no statute of limitations. In civil society, you commit a crime. It depends on the crime. But you have a statute of limitations. After a certain period of time, you cannot be charged for that crime. That is not the case when it comes to social media. You make a video 4 years ago, you include, 10 minutes of a Marvel movie, a comic movie, and you forget about it. You don't even know people are watching it. And then bam, copyright strike, and you got to go to copyright school. All right, Smashed Potatoes, awesome. Good to see you. Sleepy Tiki, nice to see you too. Orly 442004. Good morning. Good. Oh, you're good morning. All right. Let's see what we got going over here. Tap Channel. Great to see you. Hello there from Utah. Let's see, what does it say here? Screw that lockdown in Illinois. It looks like everything came back to normal in the West Coast. I don't know about normal. I really don't. Let's see what else. Emperor Ra says, no, this is called tolerance, and how I feel, we'll quote Voltaire. That's the first time on a live I've had Voltaire quote. I don't agree with anything you say, but I'll die for your right to say it. That reminds you what Brian Rose says on London Real. Ivy Dragon, great to see you. So you disagree with someone's perspective and have it removed via DMCA strikes. It seems very immature. Totally agree with you. Again, it's very immature, and this is happening day after day. I am your social media lawyer. Creators come to me for help. I hear this every single day. People misusing the copyright system. All right, here we go. Gummardi coins. Defense censorship. Communists and fascists do this if it goes against what they believe. I think what he's saying is this is a communist or a fascist tactic. Stay safe. Good to see you, Orly. I will stay safe. Thanks for coming in. And the Philippines, thanks for joining us. Let's see. Milo. NERP, yo, what's up? I forgot what NERP meant. Oh, shoot. Someone tell me what NERP means. I forgot what that was. Animated Christians, it isn't free speech to express disagreements. We should not have just one view. It isn't it free speech to express disagreements? We should not just have one view. Well, listen, I'm of the position that you're exactly right. We should be free to have whatever view, and we should not judge and censor beliefs so long as they're reasonable. I mean, there are certain limitations on free speech. I think we all agree on that. There's certain things you can't do, but so long as there's civil discussion about alternative ideas, whether they be on religion, whether they be on the current crisis, whatever, we should be free to express those. Yo, dude, hi, good to see you. Osti, good to see you. I don't think reviewer reaction content is that bad, though. Listen. No one's saying that review or reaction content is bad. Absolutely, it's not. And actually, I am a proponent of the fact that I believe it's fair use. YouTube agrees with me. They have never said it in their rules, their terms of service, but they have said it on YouTube created videos that they allow reaction channels. Of course, I have guidelines, which you can find on my YouTube channel. I discuss that, but keeping the clip short and commentary. And also, making sure the reaction is being able to be seen. But I will say that it is some of the best content. And that's what a lot of the creators that I watch are reaction channels. So I totally agree. Matthew Salter says, what if the information in the video is intentionally misleading and or false information? Great question. Absolutely great question. Well, I do believe that there's a standard. I do believe that you cannot put out blatant hate into this world. You should not be able to take advantage of the social media airwaves for that purpose. However, actually, and it sounds really kind of weird and controversial, but misinformation, my goodness, people spout misinformation. I spout misinformation. There are times I am wrong. There are times I come up and I make a statement. I think that the Communications Decency Act is 231 and not 230. So misinformation pervades. I really would love to have the viewer's ability to be able to critically think and look at that statement that I make and make a decision about whether or not you trust me. Maybe I'm not trustworthy. And guess what's so great about social media? Turn it off. Absolutely turn it off. You don't need it. You don't need to be subjected to false opinions. Ken Foriel is right here. Thank you, Ken, for coming in. Ian, I have a question on character logos that I create or copyrighted. Well, listen, I'm going to touch on it briefly, but I do want to get to, because I don't have much time here, the executive order. And I also want to talk a little bit about some tips that I have for avoiding getting censored on social media. Hey, Cumbert, good to see you. And Orly, yes, you're absolutely right. Let's see. Speaking of which, do you want to go over that topic on my live? Yeah, we will go over that topic. That sounds good. So let's just answer this question, though. Yes, as the rule goes, it depends on what country, but for the most part, copyleft supports the premise that if you create some sort of artistic creation and you manifest it in tangible form, that is automatically copyrighted. You are the copyright holder of that. The one thing that I do encourage my creator clients to do is to register their copyrights. It doesn't cost that much money, depending upon the filing. It could be 100. If you have a service, I have a service that you can take advantage of. It can be $100 or thereabouts, and that can include multiple filings. But to register, it's great because you can better protect your rights. There's a presumption that you are the owner of the art if you register it. So there's a couple things we can talk about another time. But yes, you do have the copyright on art that you create immediately when it's in tangible form. All right, so let's see. ZS Libby Studios, let's see, I'll put it on the screen. About a month ago, I tried to do a live stream on YouTube, but kept taking down after 4 minutes for copyright infringement. I'll read the rest here. There wasn't anything copyrighted in the video. Why do you think this is? Here's the reason why it is. The reason why is that YouTube is ghost staffed right now. Because of the current crisis, I heard figures of 60%, could be 50% of YouTube employees are at home. That means AI is in control of YouTube and Instagram right now. Let's just make sure we got everybody. Ism, good to see you. And Benduin Istyle, good to see you. And so what's happening now is we're seeing lots of false copyright claims, especially on live streams, because, the bots can't keep up with us. And so a lot of times if there's any kind of questionable word, you just get pulled, and then YouTube relies and Instagram relies on the fact that they say, listen, we have the right to have whoever we want on the platform. And we don't want you. So I have the feeling that that's exactly what happened. Let's see. Great to see you, Art3K. It's strange how complicated free speech is. Tell me about it. I went to law school and spent 20 years in litigating. I understand it. Yeah, Terror Monkeys has a point. I'm still debating on where to put my contents on. Listen, I mean, YouTube, here's the thing. YouTube is phenomenal because of searchability, right? I mean, I don't think there's anyone who's going to infiltrate YouTube's market share within the near future, because the simple fact, Cap, is you type into Google, you type into YouTube, you get the same results. It's the best. However, if you're looking for views, it's not. Everyone talks about this, and we're seeing more and more businesses and more serious content on TikTok. People are getting some viewership on TikTok. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. The big deal that I think a lot of creators are talking about online right now is, build up your TikTok following and then drag them over to Instagram or potentially YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn. Get the views there. The eyeballs are on TikTok now. The view time, the watch time is very, very fast. And so they can go through, they can have access to you in much shorter bursts. And YouTube, you got to imagine, you can't just kind of flip through. If you watch a video for 3 minutes, it's not your taste, you move back to the subscription page or you move back to the Discover page, whatever it is. With TikTok, it's fast. You don't like it? Boom, 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 boom. And I think it's 3 seconds counts as a view. So that's another kind of artificial thing that boosts up views, but you will get some attention. So I say TikTok's there. Yo, dude, will copyright rules ever get relaxed in your opinion? Relax. I do think that copyright rules will get relaxed in the sense that they will be custom tailored. And that brings me to a discussion that I want to talk to you a little bit about the Trump Twitter labeling scandal. And that is, because I have some time. I got 12 minutes here. That was, of course, the situation where I think it was Monday, President Trump did some tweets that had to do with he basically was talking about California's mail-in ballot proposal as leading to potential fraud. And so what Twitter said, and Twitter expanded its rules, back in March, they actually were banning discussion on the site about coronavirus and the pandemic and all that stuff. Then they relaxed that. And then they said, listen, I think it was in early May, that they were going to start doing info cards, I guess labeling, fact check labeling, they call it, just same thing as YouTube's info cards, for tweets that had controversial subjects. Hey, what's up, Hoodie? Good to see you. I can't do the video request just right now. I'm focused on this. And so what ended up happening is President Trump's tweets about the potential fraud or whatever it was got labeling by Twitter saying this could be potentially misinformation. You should fact check this, blah, 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 blah. President Trump got extremely angry with that and then said, listen, I've been working on an executive order, but I'm going to make it law, or at least make it my pronouncement to the executive branch on Thursday, that what he's directed the agencies to do is to scrutinize what's the Communication Decency Act, Section 230, which is the platform, and I'm going to try to be real clear, but it's basically, which is the law that gives immunity to social media platforms for content posted on the social media platform that causes damage. It gives them a mere non-publisher but distributor status in the world, so that they can't be sued for stuff. And it also gives them this Good Samaritan pronouncement, which allows them to cull through their platforms and put on what information they want and what they don't. The president is making the position, taking the position that the social media platforms, and it's crazy to say, but the social media platforms are unduly censoring their content. And we've talked about it in the previous weeks. It's been happening over and over and over. It doesn't matter what position you're on. You could be a conservative, you could be liberal, you could be progressive, libertarian, you're getting censored. And so we say, listen, I want to lead to a law that will take away some of the liability of the social media platforms. What I mean is some of the protection from liability of the social media platforms if there's evidence that they're unduly censoring the platform. All right, it's getting political. Got to go. All right, see you later, Greg. See you later, JY. Gregory, good to see you. Bend One Style. Thank you. This is helpful. Great, awesome. Happy to be helpful. So let's see here. Hey, Carlin, good to see you. Kasha. Let's see. Pauline, thank you so much for telling everybody to click the like button. Yeah, click the like button. That would help me. Continue to go. Hitting Bedrock. Good to see you. Let's see. Carla Harris. You can't stop POTUS. Terror Monkey. Good to see you. Gumardi. Michael. Ovation. All right. Enigma. Good to see you. Let's just see who else is coming on. Randy Neal. All right. Good to see you. Sarasota Experience. Very good. The music for TikTok videos that are short clips. Can that music from there a copyright problem? No, Sarasota. Most of the music that you hear on TikTok is from the TikTok library, and they have license agreements. There is some, obviously. TikTok does not take down as quickly as any of the three big platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. So there's a lot more of that on there. Hey, Cryptids, Roos, good to see you. The Next News Network, I would love to check out your channel. Joe Stewart, good to see you. Thank you. Be Life. All right. Void Dweller. Good to see you. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to get down this list here. All right. Tammy. Very good to see you. So anyway, let's get to it. So the executive order was signed. And here's the thought. I think the thought was that President Trump was saying, listen, I don't want censorship. Basically, he's saying I don't want censorship of his tweets. And maybe he thought that was a potential good thing to I guess penalize social media networks for censoring. Now, one of the things that really muddies the waters is I guess a reporter asked, hey, if you could take down Twitter, would you? And he said, yes, if I could legally take down Twitter, I would. I mean, it doesn't seem like his motives are necessarily in the right place, but he was saying he doesn't like censorship, so he was going to take away the liability or parts of the liability for social media platforms. The problem is that we've seen this happen before, and we're looking at Europe, right? We're looking at Article 13, Article 17 now, and we're looking at laws that are being passed to reduce the protection of social media platforms. And the thought kind of is, if we reduce those, we make the social media platforms a little more accountable, and then maybe follow our laws a little bit better. But the problem is social media platforms these days are so big. They control so much. They make their money on advertising. They don't make their money on First Amendment stuff, right? They're really, if you really analyze their business model, they're not there to be a First Amendment, megaphone. They're there to advertise. I was talking to a creator friend the other day about, some large portion of YouTube is mainstream, content, NBC. 80%. Some huge amount. Someone was telling me it's like 10% of us creators. That's independent creators is only 10% of YouTube's content. So what I'm trying to say is that if you start messing with the social media platforms from a governmental lawsuit standpoint, they just go, all right, cool. We're just not going to ever put up content that is controversial enough to get us that liability. We're just going to limit it. So we're going to block on the upload. We're not going to allow copyrighted content. We're not going to allow controversial content because there's a question about whether or not we'll have liability for it. So what's so funny is a law that may be directed, and again, I'm just saying maybe because I don't know exactly the motives of the administration, but may be directed at curbing the censoring of free speech on social media platforms may have the absolute opposite effect. It may have the effect of actually curbing us more because now we can't even get on the platforms to express our First Amendment views, or protected views. So it's a real interesting issue. What can we do otherwise? Well, I mean, I think other platforms are another way to go. I do think that platforms with a business model to allow citizens to be heard, that might be better because they may be more responsive. Because if they do unduly censor, they're going to have less people on the platform. So you're actually going to be able to control it. Right now, the independent creators don't control YouTube. They're kind of like, whatever, dude, bling, like a little fly. We make most of our money on mainstream content. We're kind of doing a service to you to allow you to express yourself. But there may be smaller, bits. I'm thinking, what's the one? BitChute. Some of those other ones where they're kind of like their business is free speech. Those may rise up over time. Hey, Jackie, the Fly Girl, good to see you. Design, smile. Let's see, Gual, good to see you there. Hoodie 6000, weather is nice. All right. It's all a blur. Oh, I believe that. Do you think Instagram will copyright music in the future? Well, I mean, I don't know what that means, but they certainly allow copyrighted music from their library. If you go to the Facebook, Instagram library, you can use the music that's there, but they'll not allow, other people's copyrighted content to be on the platform without permission, for sure. Well, can you, I think BitChute is the one that I hear about all the time. I'm thinking, TikTok is actually pretty progressive. And if there's a way to access the fan base on TikTok, I believe TikTok's there. And then the other part too, guys, I want to mention to you a little behind the scenes, LinkedIn. I mean, my goodness, I know that all your content not necessarily is for LinkedIn business type stuff, but it is getting much more broad. It is allowing much more subject. And I will tell you this, that if you can show you have a good faith to commit to the LinkedIn platform, then you can become a streamer on LinkedIn. LinkedIn does not allow every creator and their mother to stream. They actually, you have to apply, you have to go through a process. I'm going through the process right now. And that's wonderful in a way because it limits the pool of streamers. So I'm really making a push for LinkedIn. I think they're progressive. I've looked at their management, their briefs, and I do think that they're where to go. But if your content is younger, if your content is a little bit more entertainment based, TikTok's there. There's always BitChute. Can you put your content on a porn website and not get a copyright claim? Well, that's a really good question. I mean, it's possible. Let's put this on there. It's possible to do that. Although if you're violating copyright law, it's possible that the porn website could take you down, or someone else could object to posting that on the porn website. It's an interesting question. I'll have to think about that more. Let's see. Right Ideas with Susan. Hello, Ian. Hi. Hello, Right Ideas. Donna Bello Chow. Hello, watching. Where are you watching from? It's hard to see. Watching here. Good to see you. Hitting Bedrock. See, Michael VX. Only one admin. LOL. I wonder if it's possible, even possible thing, because I don't think that I have copyright system. I'm not sure exactly what Michael's talking about, but that's cool. Michael, could you express yourself on the comments a little bit more so I can understand? P-Site. Oh, I guess Terror Monkey's recommending P-Site as a potential platform. I appreciate that. This one's from B-Life. Should I make family and friends sign release waivers before appearing in my YouTube videos? What are your thoughts? Thoughts on the topic? Well, I'm a lawyer. I was talking to my 16-year-old daughter today and advising her. She does graphic art and design, and she works for her high school friends' bands and things like that. And I was saying, hey, you better get a sign off here. You got to maintain some copyrights on that stuff you design. So I'm always in favor of agreements. Listen, if you can do it, do it. I always think it makes sense for there to be an understanding. The best part is if there's ever a dispute, you could just go back to that writing and say, what are the rules? Listen, no personal, it's nothing personal, but you got to follow the rules. So I would advise them to sign waivers. And if you need those waivers, you can go to iancorzine.com. I have those in the legal templates library. Shameless pitch. So freedom of speech on social media, right? Yes, Void. That's what it is. We want it, and then we think we should deserve it. And actually, the administration believes that it's all right. How can I use a Lady Gaga song that I will not? Yeah, let's put that on there. Joel Stewart. Possible. One of the hardest types of music to put on YouTube. I mean, you just got to get permission. I will say that I made a video about what's it called? Freedom Platform. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's in my video library. If you type into music, but there are sites out there that will allow you to license really popular songs. And Lady Gaga is on that platform. There's only a couple songs, but they're expensive. I mean, if it's really important to your video and you want to spend hundreds of dollars, then go there. Let's see here. Yo, dude. If there are just way too many copyright censor laws, would there be much point in posting content to YouTube? Well, I mean, listen, YouTube can't be everywhere at once. And so I think there is some value in it. I think it's good to get your voice heard. And again, civil discussion. You know, it's so funny. I'm coming out with a video coming soon, and it's all about all the, well, it's not bad things, but the provocative things that you can do on YouTube and Facebook. I'm sorry, and Instagram that are expressly allowed on the rules. You know, nudity is allowed on Facebook and YouTube. It's kind of allowed on Instagram. You know, debates and fights and arguments are allowed on YouTube expressly. You know, super graphic content is not allowed, but graphic content, if the purpose is not to shock the audience, is allowed on YouTube. So there's lots of things you can do. And so I do believe that posting on YouTube, letting your voice heard on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, that's the most important thing, and even on TikTok too. So anyway, I kind of want to finish up a little bit because it's unbelievably how fast it's gone here. But I wanted to talk about 5 secrets to not getting your stuff taken down on social media. And so one of the first ones, I know you know all because we've learned our lesson. I mean, I've had at least 3 videos that have just been completely, I think the algorithm is downgraded them. And some stuff has been taken off for use of coronavirus. So don't use controversial words in your video, audio, or written, you know, descriptions or tags or things like that. It's just a recipe for disaster, and it's sad. It's so stupid. It's like the elephant in the room. I'm not going to do a video on coronavirus because I'm going to get taken down. Okay. The one thing I've learned also is there are some people who are successfully talking about controversial subjects. Go to their videos, watch them not for their entertainment value, but watch them as a student. Be mindful of the words they use. Look at their description section. See what they do to be able to maneuver around these topics in some fashion and not get taken down, not get downgraded. Another thing I want to say is that, you know, a lot of us have beliefs that are critical, and boy, oh boy, while I am a positive person and not a negative person, there deserves to be criticisms of people out there. But if you're going to criticize people, make sure it is a leader or it is a government entity. It is some sort of, you know, YouTube says this expressly in their terms of service. No, in their community guidelines, that they will allow debates and discussion so long as it's a prominent leader or a prominent government, some sort of, you know, prominent person that will allow that. But the minute you start talking about kids or you start talking about individual citizens, that's when you get pulled down. The other thing, another little secret is refer to your talk about a dispute is a discussion or debate. Those words are okay, but when you start doing start doing aggressive type stuff, that's when you get pulled down, and that's when you're going to be censored. And then the other thing I think I already mentioned too is do not use graphic or provocative images. I'm thinking about Joe Exotic, that documentary where he's, you know, there's blood and rabbits and all sorts of different things that he did to provoke, which is, again, a First Amendment protected activity. But on social media platforms, if your purpose for displaying graphic images is to shock, it's not to document, to educate, you know, like if you're a medical channel or something like that, then you probably will get taken down. So those 5 secrets to avoiding getting taken down for censorship are: don't use the controversial words, make them up, use different, you know, pandemic as opposed to COVID or something. Watch your competitors or your friends, see how they maneuver the topics so that they don't get taken down, or when they don't get taken down. Always, if you're going to criticize someone, criticize a leader of a movement or a government, something like that. Refer to your discussion as a discussion or debate, and then don't use graphic or provocative content if your purpose is to shock. If you want to get those clicks or you want to get those views and your hook in the first 15 seconds of your video is some graphic image, and you're just looking for the hook potential, then that you're doing a wrong decision. So that's probably going to get taken down. Listen, I had so much more to talk about today. I'm so sorry. I really want to talk about Joe Rogan's move to Spotify and what it signifies to us creators, because I think it's really important for us to say, this is a leader in our field. This guy started from zero and made his way all the way up, and now is getting $100 million for an exclusive contract with Spotify. What can we learn from that? I want to talk more about that. So maybe what I'll do is save it for the next live, or maybe I'll just do something on Instagram on our stories. And I also want to talk about TikTok. All right. People and businesses are moving to TikTok. How can you move to TikTok in whatever? You're a chiropractor. How do you move to TikTok? You're not going to be doing dance videos. Maybe you could, but not all of us have the ability. Certainly not me. So how can you get there? And then I also wanted to talk about at some point the second threat to free speech and censorship, and that is cancel culture. We had an example of Lana Del Rey. She put some comments out there on Instagram, three separate posts, and she was lambasted for it. She was criticized for it. And listen, that's fine. That's constitutionally protected. But there's also a protection for people to say what they want to say. So, we need to get to a stage where we're very competent we don't just jump down people's throats when we don't know the context for their statements. We listen, we're objective, and then we make reasonable responses. So we're going to have to get into those subjects more. I'm Ian Corzine, your social media lawyer. If you need to talk to me, if you need to contact me, go to iancorzine.com. You can do a contact page click. You can set up a consult with me or my team. Then you'll have me one-on-one. We do those all the time. And then also, if you need specific documents for your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn journey, we were talking about signing releases and waivers and for family members appearing in your videos. If you need those, come to iancorzine.com. If you want to start up a business, LLC, I always advise YouTube LLCs, come to iancorzine.com and get those templates. And also, just remember this, guys, that consistent with what we talked about today. Please exercise your First Amendment right on YouTube. Please let your voices be heard. Keep on doing it. We need more diverse opinion out there so that we can all be aware of things and be open-minded as far as society. That's what I encourage, and that's the movement I'm leading. I mean, that's what I'm committed to, is getting free speech on social media. I believe that it is currently the street corner with the megaphone type situation, and it needs to be fostered, and we need to keep pushing forward on it. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I know you're doing other stuff all around the world, some people in the morning, some people at night. I'm just so happy to have you here. And I want to keep on making content that'll add value to your lives. All right, I'm Ian Corzine, your social media lawyer. I'm out.